Fox News was forced to send a letter to Tucker Carlson's lawyers this week, informing them that the former Fox News host is now in breach of his contract because he officially launched his new show on Twitter on Tuesday of this week. The show did premiere. It lasted a little bit more than 10 minutes. It was definitely not the same caliber that Tucker Carlson's fans are used to, but part of that is because a couple weeks ago, Fox News actually went up to Carlson's house and ripped everything out of the studio they had built for him there. So Tucker Carlson's operating on a bit of a shoestring budget with, kind of a homemade set. But he put it out there. He had a title for it, a name for the show. It was an official, quote unquote, show. And Fox News says, hold up there, big boy. We own Tucker Carlson talking about politics, because that is how it is written in your contract that, by the way, is still in effect for another year. So you can't do this. You can't do any of this because we own you. Now, Tucker Carlson's lawyers have fought back saying, whoa, hold up. You can't do that because that's a violation of my client's right to freedom of speech. He has the right to go out there and say what he wants to say, and you can't stop him. And I gotta tell you, based on what I've read from the contract and based on Tucker Carlson's lawyer's argument here, Tucker Carlson is screwed. First and foremost, Fox News as a private entity, as a corporation, cannot violate the First Amendment for someone else. Them telling Tucker he's not allowed to say these certain things is not a violation of the Constitution, because the First Amendment only applies to government entities regulating your speech. I don't know how these men who allegedly went to law school that are representing Tucker didn't realize that. Or maybe they hope that the Fox News lawyers are so stupid that they don't realize that only the government can impede your First Amendment rights. So their argument that Fox is, trampling his First Amendment rights, that's immediately thrown out because Fox News is not a government entity. I know they want to be, but they're not. And then there's the contract. Now, in contract law, ambiguity benefits the signee party, which means that if there's anything ambiguous in that contract, it would benefit Tucker Carlson, and his lawyers would be able to skew it to do whatever they need to do within that vagueness. I hope that makes sense. But here's what the contract says according to Axios. Pursuant to the terms of the agreement, Mr. Carlson's services shall be completely exclusive to Fox. It adds that Carlson's contract says he is, quote, prohibited from rendering services of any type whatsoever, whether over the internet via streaming or similar distribution or other digital distribution, whether now known or hereafter devised. So, yeah. Sounds like you're not going to be able to say anything until January of 2025, Tuck, because they kind of covered all their bases with that clause in that contract. Like, you're not allowed to do anything whatsoever, it says. You can't even be on platforms or new means of distribution that haven't been invented yet. Like, that's how thorough they got with that contract to make sure Tucker Carlson couldn't leave and go do his own thing. Like, you can't even do things that don't even exist yet. I don't think Tucker Carlson has a leg to stand on, especially if his lawyers are going to try to make this a First Amendment case. Fox News did a good job with their contract. Give credit where credit is due. And it looks like Tucker Carlson might have to shut his mouth until January of 2025.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.